Did you know that Ryan Gosling and Sandra Bullock were a couple in 2002 when he was 21 and she was 37? Get ready to discover lots of fun facts like this one with Zarpado. Flamingos spend hours standing on one leg. They alternate naturally and effortlessly. This position not only saves energy, it also gives them stability. They even sleep this way, as if it were the most comfortable thing in the world. And speaking of strange positions, a pink dolphin swims in the Amazon with a flexible neck that twists like a snake. It dodges roots, swims between branches, and changes course with surgical precision. Its color depends on age, stress, or even the water. But if we go even further, literally into space, astronauts eat between tubes and sealed bags. No floating crumbs. The food is heated in special ovens and seasoned with liquids. Even the salt dissolves so it doesn't float like snow. Returning to planet Earth, but beneath it, we discover a disturbing place: the Paris catacombs. More than 6 million skeletons rest in endless passageways, a museum of bones beneath the most romantic city in the world. If we're talking eccentricities, Bill Gates has a periodic table in his house. But not just any, it's an illuminated shelf with real samples. Some elements are missing because they last milliseconds or are dangerous, but the idea is brilliant. Equally unusual is the case of two twins who marry two twins. The couples have children at the same time, and the result is genetically quaternary babies. Not cousins, siblings at the DNA level. And if we're talking oddities, pay attention to two: a Japanese man who spent 13,000 euros on a hyper-realistic border collie costume. He walks, crawls, and behaves like a dog. It's no joke. It's identity taken to the extreme. Something equally chaotic, although less hairy, is the Rosina favela in Brazil. More than 56,000 people in a labyrinth without maps or urban planning. Endless staircases, glued ceilings, and vibrant colors in every corner. But if we're looking for human wonders, we have to travel to India to see the Kailasa temple, carved from a single rock, without cranes or cement. No one knows how they did it. We can only marvel. And speaking of impressive constructions, before opening a bridge to the public, a load test is performed. Rows of heavy trucks sit on the structure. This ensures it can withstand everything that comes its way. Meanwhile, sailing the seas, the Everest breaks records as the world's largest container ship. It carries 24,000 containers and is almost 1,300 feet long. All this while polluting less than its predecessors. But if you're into XXL animals, meet the Philippine flying fox. It's a bat with wingspans of 5.6 feet. It flies 25 miles per night without a map or GPS. It sounds like Batman, but it's real. And what's also real, and very sad, is the story of Natalia, a chimpanzee who carried her baby's lifeless body for months. The zoo didn't intervene, they let her grieve as she wished. From the emotional, we move on to the biological. A man produces up to 10,000 sperm per second. Now, if we jump back into space, there are astronauts' footprints on the moon that remain intact. No wind or water can erase them. Only micrometeorites could do something in a few million years. And meanwhile, down here, the shower becomes a source of creativity. Hot water relaxes, dopamine rises, ideas appear. That's why the brain shines more wet than dry. Creativity also exists in Lego blocks. Artist Nathan Sawaya transforms them into sculptures like a human figure opening its chest as yellow bricks fall. Visual metaphor and catharsis in plastic. Speaking of things that aren't what they seem, the tomato isn't a vegetable, it's a fruit, as are the avocado, the cucumber, and even beans. Fruits disguised in every salad. Curious as the Converse sneakers that change color in the sun, in the shade, they're white. Under UV light, they turn blue, purple, or orange. Solar technology on your feet, but if you prefer nature over fashion, Tolantongo in Mexico will take your breath away. Thermal waterfalls hanging from cliffs, turquoise rivers, steaming caves, and landscapes that look like they're from another planet. And speaking of unique places, In Brazil, there are towns where dying is prohibited due to the lack of cemeteries. In Norway, the cold prevents decomposition. Literally, death is an outlaw. And did you know you can't sneeze with your eyes open? It's a reflex that protects your eyeballs. Some people without that reflex manage to do it, but it's not recommended to try the trick. Much more recommendable is a visit to Sushi Singularity in Tokyo. There, they print personalized 3D sushi based on your DNA. To reserve, you must first submit a biological sample. Science, health, and food all at the same table. And if we continue exploring unusual places, dive under the sea to find Christ of the Abyss, an 8-foot-tall underwater sculpture that prays from the depths for the sailors of the world. But if you want something even more extreme, visit Coober Pedy in Australia, an entire underground city to escape the brutal heat. Houses, bars, even churches, all in cool caves. In contrast to the subterranean cold, scorpions can endure heat, cold, and hunger for months. They survive anything, and some live up to 25 years. Tiny tanks of the animal kingdom. Now for mind-blowing art. Eric Franklin crafts neon-lit glass skeletons. Each bone is blown, molded, and assembled by hand. Science and art fused into a single structure. What happens if you wring out a wet rag in zero gravity? Water doesn't fall. It floats and sticks like a living bubble, defying everything we believe about weight. And just as water floats, the Lazarus LM 496 flying motorcycle rises from the ground like a drone. It has Lamborghini wheels and takes off at the touch of a button. We move from flying to jumping, like Ken Storn, a Viking-like Norwegian who throws himself off icy cliffs. He looks like he's straight out of a Nordic video game. And while some descend from the skies, others break height records. Elisane Silva, a 6'9" Brazilian model, triumphs on the runways after overcoming years of ridicule. However, not all records are human. In Louisiana, a 3-foot-long earthworm lives and helps fertilize muddy soils. Incredible and useful. Elsewhere in the world, in China, they moved a 30-ton building with hydraulic jacks. 40 days, pushing inch by inch, without cracks or collapses. From concrete to crystal, rock crystal is not only beautiful, it also stores energy and is highly coveted in jewelry. But even when you're asleep, your brain is still awake. It's busy repairing cells, eliminating toxins, and archiving memories. Silent but vital work. From the mind, we move on to technology. The Apple Vision Pro blends augmented and virtual reality, tracks your gaze, and responds to gestures. And in the real world, if you have debts, you better not get caught with the Barnack on your windshield, a device that immobilizes your car until you pay. In China, soldiers wear tiny needles in the collars of their uniforms to maintain straight posture, a technique as strange as it is effective. Meanwhile, shadow balls float in water reservoirs in California. They help prevent evaporation and stop algae growth. But if roars are your thing, listen to the cassowary. This New Guinea bird looks like a dinosaur and emits sounds so deep they're felt more than heard. In the middle of the Chinese desert, the Desert Star, a star-shaped luxury hotel, stands out. Technology, comfort, and sand everywhere. Josh Digraph, a digital artist, creates animals with petals and leaves. They seem to come from a planet where biology and art are one and the same. Speaking of iconic figures, Jim Caviezel played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ at the age of 33. His initials are JC. He doesn't think it's a coincidence. Video games are also surprising. They improve memory, reflexes, and social skills. Playing isn't just entertainment, it can also be mental training. What does require reflexes is dodging a moose in Alaska. These giants measure 10 feet tall and stroll the streets as if they were locals. For brave palates, Tulum cheese is prepared in Turkey inside goatskin. Strong, spicy, and very traditional. And to join metals without heat, there's friction welding. Pressure, speed, and that's it. Science applied daily. From ice to ice, Ana Galquina is nicknamed the Ice Princess. She swims among icebergs and doesn't feel the cold. A body that defies biology. Even more unusual, the armpit sniffer. Yes, someone tests deodorant by smelling armpits, up to 60 per hour, all thanks to the science of smell. But when it comes to natural elegance, the New Caledonian giant gecko takes the cake. Nocturnal, arboreal, and with a hypnotic gaze. In Japan, rain chains turn stormwater into a visual spectacle. Metal chimes guide the water like liquid music. And high in the Chinese mountains, the hanging city of Huangshan seems to float. Temples, walkways, and breathtaking views. In Salem, Massachusetts, the world's largest Ouija board is called the Y-Scylla. It measures over 3,165 square feet and weighs more than 9,000 pounds. Mystery and record. Another record. The belly of a mother of triplets expands so much that it crushes internal organs. The human body is more elastic than we think. In 2019, Japan experienced a violet sky due to Typhoon Hagibis. It wasn't editing, it was physics, humidity, and refraction in action. A phenomenon as beautiful as it is terrifying. In eastern China, the Chinese alligator roars like a lion. Small but powerful, it uses water as an amplifier. A roar you wouldn't expect. And for spinning, nothing beats the human gyroscope. Sitting between metal rings, you spin and spin as if you were in space. Physics applied to fun. Behind the scenes, there's also magic. Many scenes are created with models. Mountains, explosions, entire cities, all in miniature to trick the eye. At Six Flags Mexico, the Sky Screamer launches you into the skies. 223 feet high, spinning chairs, and screams guaranteed. China surprises again with the Sanja Beauty Crown Hotel. 9 tree-shaped towers, more than 6,000 rooms, and nature everywhere. And if you thought removing a tattoo was easy, the laser does it with pulses of light. It takes time, it can hurt, but it works. And when it comes to outdoor art, a floating metal sculpture defying the wind floats in New Zealand. Horizons by artist Neil Dawson. It looks like a giant sheet of paper suspended on a green hill, as if the landscape were breathing art. Underground, the city of Puebla in Mexico hides 16th century tunnels. These passageways connected churches and barracks, serving as secret routes for defense and ceremonies. Today, some can be explored as if entering the past through a hidden door. Speaking of majestic creatures, the greater kudu steals the show on the African savanna. This antelope sports spiraling horns almost 6.5 feet long and white stripes that camouflage it perfectly. It leaps gracefully and disappears into the undergrowth like an elegant ghost. Changing ecosystems, the seabed harbors monsters like the Tasmanian giant crab. It weighs up to 29 pounds, and its claws represent almost half its body. It breaks shells, crushes fish, and moves like an underwater tank. And speaking of extraordinary technology, a giant drone enabled the first parachute jump from the air without an airplane. It was done by Ingus Oudskalns with the Latvian company Aeronis. The result? A futuristic flight that looks like something out of a science fiction movie. But if flying isn't your thing, you could walk on wheels. The Lopafit bicycle combines a treadmill and an electric bike. We walk without pedaling, exercising while we move. It's eco-friendly, strange, and brilliant all at the same time. Changing species, Dolly the sheep was the first mammal cloned from an adult cell. Created in Scotland by the Roslin Institute, her birth marked a turning point in genetic history. Today, her stuffed body continues to inspire in an Edinburgh museum. And when storms threaten, some people rely on safes that fit under their beds. They are storm shelters made of steel, designed to withstand winds and debris, compact, discreet, and life-saving. What looks like a bird soaring through the sky is actually a robot. The bionic swift from the German company Festo flies with the agility of a real swallow. Lightweight, flexible, with GPS and a futuristic design, it was designed for scientific research. And among the reefs, the blue tang swims gracefully. Better known as Dory, it has vibrant colors and sharp teeth for slicing through algae. Small, fast, and famous, it looks like a living jewel of the Pacific. Continuing with miniature animals, the poodoo is the world's smallest deer, barely 12 inches tall with tiny antlers. It lives in South America, is shy, and so adorable it seems like a character in a storybook. And graffiti? It also has its natural enemy, the Tornado ACS machine. It cleans walls with surgical precision without toxic products or damage. An ecological and technological solution that leaves everything looking like new. Olympic diving also hides secrets, facials. During the flight, the divers make intense gestures due to muscular tension. The cameras freeze expressions as comical as they are involuntary. It's art and strength in the air. Fire underwater? It exists. Storm-proof matches stay lit for up to 15 seconds, even when wet. They're essential in survival kits and extreme missions. Small, skilled, and brave. Moving on to body art, vertical dance defies gravity. Dancers suspended from ropes perform choreographies on facades. With lights, projections, and music, it's a modern show that combines dance and climbing. And if you thought hotels couldn't move, let me introduce you to the Truck Surf Hotel, a truck converted into a luxury hotel on wheels. 5 rooms, 2 floors, and 1 destination, following the waves in Portugal and Morocco. Returning to nature, the African aardvark digs 43-foot-long tunnels and hunts ants with a special tongue. Although many confuse it with the anteater, they are not related. He works alone at night and with surgical precision. The Voynich manuscript is covered in indecipherable botanical symbols and drawings, creating an enigma that fascinates linguists and cryptographers alike. And speaking of marine surprises, imagine a tiger shark hunting underwater cameras. It carries them in its mouth, spits them out, and reveals them from within its jaws. In Japan, manhole covers have become urban art. Hand-painted decorations depicting flowers, landscapes, and local culture, inspiring visual tourist routes. While ants lift up to 50 times their weight, as if carrying a car on their backs, a biological marvel that demonstrates extreme strength in a tiny body. Thousands of drones form incredible images in the sky, synchronized so precisely that they seem to dance to the rhythm of aerial choreography. There's also a miniature washing machine with an electric motor and a tin drum that washes tiny clothes as if they were miniature life. And for strategists, chess offers more combinations than atoms in the observable universe, proving that a chessboard can contain an infinite cosmos. Following the flavors, the electric salt spoon uses a gentle current to enhance salt and reduce sodium without losing flavor. A healthy surprise for the kitchen. In Hollywood, the voice actors of Mickey and Minnie Mouse found love in real life, confirming that fairy tales can come true. Can you imagine a fine based on your income? In Finland, speeding violations are calculated proportionally so that rich and poor travel with the same punishment. Going back to the origins, the Motorola Dynatac C8000X weighed more than 2.5 pounds and cost more than a car. The first mobile phone of 1983 that changed telecommunications. In Germany, self-sufficient solar capsules for the homeless were born, protecting them from the cold with technology that opens doors upon detection. The robot playing rock, paper, scissors beats you in milliseconds thanks to high-speed cameras, saying winner loses meaning in front of the machine. A black hole the size of a coin would be enough to devour matter and destroy everything in seconds, a microscopic danger with intense gravity. In Dallas, a 30-foot diameter eye challenges surveillance and perception, a monumental sculpture that invites reflection. And in Denmark, a secret repository houses every Lego set launched since 1958, a private museum that preserves history brick by brick. If Google Maps takes you inside the space station, you can explore floating modules and astronaut life without leaving your couch. In Italy, cardboard boats compete to go the furthest without sinking, a creative chaos that rewards design and durability on the water. Under the sea, shrimp fire high-pressure jets of water as a defense, an aquatic sneeze that protects them from threats. In the sky, pilot Jean-Baptiste Chandelier floats so close to the ground that he appears to be surfing air currents, and extreme aerial choreography with a paraglider. Catchpad offers more than 100 sensory exercises for sports and rehabilitation, measuring balance, pressure, and improving coordination. The Gorgon macaria moth feeds on birds' tears without waking them, a natural vampire with hornet-like antennae. In Bulgaria, the kukris dance with masks and bells in winter to scare away spirits and attract good luck, a theatrical and ancient ritual. The nails are aligned before being packaged thanks to magnets, which automatically arrange the metal heads, an invisible but crucial industrial trick. A tick can increase up to 10 times its size after feeding, transforming from a discrete insect into a grotesque ball. The Carapod machine converts moisture from the air into drinking water and coffee, a fascinating technology for desert areas. The tula tree in Oaxaca boasts a trunk more than 130 feet in circumference, a living giant with more than 2,000 years of history. Shrimp keep their hearts in their heads and regenerate limbs, in addition to having compound vision, a biological combination worthy of superheroes. Sea lions play video games with their snouts at scientific stations, a training program to study their behavior and brains. Brisky, Oregon, the smart grill automatically adjusts the temperature and rotates the meat, sending alerts to your phone, a cutting-edge barbecue. The LR Ring Das ring is more than just a piece of jewelry. It translates voices in real time, converts spoken words into text, and allows you to control devices with simple hand gestures. This accessory combines elegance and functionality, representing a breakthrough in the integration of wearable technology. In Vietnam, the police are implementing an advanced traffic coordination system that allows traffic lights to be modified in real time to clear the way for ambulances. This strategy, in addition to being innovative, has proven vital in reducing response times in medical emergencies. The blue tarantula shines with a metallic sheen thanks to a nanocrystal structure in its hairs. This phenomenon does not depend on pigments, but on the way light is dispersed, making this arachnid a true living jewel of nature. In some countries, golden eagles have been trained to intercept unauthorized drones. These majestic birds, with their keen vision and powerful flight, have become allies of modern security, demonstrating how ancestral behavior can adapt to current technology. Sea otters exhibit behaviors that inspire tenderness and intelligence. While sleeping, they hold hands to avoid being separated by the current, and they use stones as tools to open shellfish. This dual trait makes them unique among aquatic mammals. Hummingbirds possess tetrachromatic vision, meaning they can see ultraviolet colors that we cannot perceive. This allows them to detect hidden patterns in flowers, guiding them to nectar with a precision that seems magical from our perspective. Domestic cats cannot taste sweets because they lack the TACNR2 gene, which in other animals activates sugar receptors. This genetic trait explains their tendency toward foods with umami or meaty flavors. Many trained dogs can detect diseases such as cancer or anticipate epileptic seizures even before visible symptoms appear. Their hyper-developed sense of smell makes them true biological sensors and invaluable medical allies. Octopuses have the ability to escape through incredibly small spaces, even the size of a coin due to their lack of a skeleton. This quality, combined with their intelligence, makes them experts at camouflage and evasion. In Japan, an exhibition called The World of Animal Scent allows visitors to smell the scent of different animals' hindquarters. Although it may seem strange, the experience seeks to educate about the olfactory behavior and communication of the animal kingdom. In some Japanese cities, there are services where actors can be hired to portray family members, friends, or couples. This initiative, although unusual, responds to a growing need for companionship and connection in increasingly solitary urban societies. The LiveScribe Smart Pen allows you to digitize what you write on paper in real time thanks to artificial intelligence. Thus, your physical notes are automatically converted into editable digital files, connecting the analog and the modern without losing the natural touch. A mature sunflower can hold between 500 and 2,000 seeds in its center. This makes it not only a showy plant, but also an important food source for birds, humans, and even for large-scale vegetable oil production. Stunt cyclist Dawid Gottsek achieved an impressive feat. He jumped between moving train cars on his BMX bike. This extreme act requires pinpoint precision and absolute mastery of balance under high-risk conditions. The small country of Bhutan replaced the gross domestic product with the Gross National Happiness Index as a measure of development. This indicator prioritizes spiritual harmony, culture, and the environment over traditional economic growth. Iceland is one of the few countries without a standing army. Their police officers even often patrol unarmed during the day, which speaks to a society based on trust, peace, and one of the lowest crime rates in the world. In Morocco, goats have developed an incredible skill. They climb argan trees to feed on their fruits. This surreal image is not only real, but also represents an example of extreme adaptation to the arid environment. The state of Kerala in southern India has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, over 96%. This is due to decades of investment in public education and is an example of how a well-implemented social policy transforms a region. In Utah, there is a popular forest called Pando, considered a single living organism. Although it looks like a group of trees, they all share the same root system and DNA, making it one of the largest and oldest living beings on the planet. The island of Lanzarote is home to Europe's only underwater museum, where submerged sculptures serve as artificial reefs. Diving among them is an experience that blends art, marine conservation, and sensory exploration. The Pura Smart Pitcher cools water by up to 18-degree Valve in just 30 minutes without electricity. It also filters out bacteria and heavy metals, providing clean, fresh, and safe water with an eco-friendly design. In the 1950 World Cup, India decided to withdraw from the tournament because they were not allowed to play barefoot, as they were accustomed to. This curious episode reflects how sports regulations can clash with deep cultural traditions. The science of cymatics allows us to visualize how sound generates geometric patterns on vibrating surfaces. This technique shows that sound can form complex structures, revealing an artistic and physical dimension of acoustics. Spider webs can be stronger than steel of the same thickness. Their combination of lightness, flexibility, and strength has inspired scientists to replicate them in new materials for medical and industrial uses. Bottled water doesn't expire, but plastic does. Over time, the packaging can release substances into the liquid, so it's important to check the printed expiration date, which actually corresponds to the packaging, not the contents. Walt Disney envisioned Epcot as a futuristic city where everything would be automated, from the weather to transportation. Although the park itself was never built as a city, its concept influenced the creation of modern smart cities. SpongeBob, the animated character, is inspired by a real sea sponge called Aplacina fistularis. This biological nod makes him not only a television icon, but also a bridge between marine science and pop culture. An XXL domino project used more than 100,000 pieces to create a chain reaction lasting several minutes. More than a game, it became an art form that combines patience, engineering, and visual aesthetics. Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot, now walks, recognizes objects, and collaborates on basic tasks in a factory. Mass production is planned for 2026 and could mark the beginning of a new era of work with autonomous robots. Augmented reality rings allow people to view and manipulate holograms in midair without the need for screens or lenses. They detect finger movements and respond in real time, like a floating virtual interface. In China, more than 20,000 performers performed a miles-long dragon dance in 2019. This event not only broke records, but also demonstrated the power of collective coordination and the power of mass tradition. A programmer named Thomas Burns personalized Alexa with facial expressions and mechanical movements, giving her a physical form. Now, in addition to speaking, she can blink and gesture, making the artificial intelligence seem more human. Hestia is a telescope designed for everyone. Connected to your phone, it tells you which star or planet you're looking at in real time, and allows you to take astronomical photos that previously only experts could achieve. At 90 years old, Jim Arrington continues to compete as a bodybuilder. His example demonstrates that with discipline, the body can remain strong and active well beyond the limits of chronological age. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the chukudu is a wooden vehicle that transports up to 1,760 pounds over impossible roads. This local invention is a symbol of resilience and creativity in the face of adversity. And just in case, be careful. The skunk can launch its defensive spray more than half a mile away. This natural mechanism not only repels predators, but also leaves an unforgettable olfactory imprint on them. The artist Sepe paints giant murals on mountains with eco-friendly paint that degrades itself. This ephemeral art pays homage to nature and slowly disappears, leaving no trace in harmony with the environment. During the Yo-Yo World Championships, competitors from around the world perform synchronized acrobatics with incredible precision. This ancient toy is transformed into a high-level sport where skill and creativity shine on the global stage. And Jyoti Amji, the world's smallest woman at 24.7 inches, challenges stereotypes on screen and proves that size doesn't define impact. Dolphins not only whistle, but they also invent their own sonic name from a young age. And when they call each other, they imitate that unique whistle that identifies them within the family. Speaking of rest, house cats sleep between 13 and 16 hours daily, a behavior inherited from their hunting ancestors. Although they don't need to stalk prey today, their bodies still regulate light and deep sleep to recharge. Continuing with visible signs, raincoats are often yellow or red because those colors glow in rain and fog, making them easier to see from a distance. This simple design is a lifesaver, especially for cyclists, fishermen, or emergency responders. And from pedestrian traffic to romance, many couples place padlocks on bridges as a sign of eternal love, until the excess weight causes structural damage. In Paris, 99,000 pounds were removed from the Pont des Arts, and several cities now ban the practice. Moving on to another topic, Great Rain is a compact and sleek electric cheese grater that works with just a touch. In addition to cheese, it grates chocolate or nuts easily, and it's quick to clean, ideal for modern kitchens. Curiously, only 1 in every 2 million lobsters is born bright blue due to a genetic mutation. These specimens are so rare that fishermen and aquariums carefully preserve them. There are also golden or multicolored lobsters, almost marine legends. In sustainable design, designer Max Gavrilenko launched sunglasses with frames made from recycled coffee, vegetable oil, and biodegradable linen. They are durable, lightweight, and handmade, an example of eco-conscious fashion that fuses style and responsibility. The Mobilier National de France, founded in 1604, preserves royal furniture used by Louis XIV, Napoleon, and current presidents. In addition to being a museum, it continues to produce official pieces using artisanal techniques that unite the past with the present. In Sagada, Philippines, an ancient funerary tradition persists. Hanging coffins embedded in cliffs for 2,600 years, these were meant to ward off animals and rivers, and some remain today in honor of ancient beliefs. Meanwhile, in sports, the nets on basketball hoops aren't just decorative, they confirm that the basket has gone in, generate the characteristic sound, and slow down the ball, enhancing the experience for players and spectators. And if you're wondering about extreme adaptations, camels close their nostrils to protect themselves from sandstorms, while their eyelashes and fur provide a natural barrier. They are truly ships of the desert. The Open Sky M02 is a real-life glider inspired by Studio Ghibli's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. With a design faithful to the film, it enables magical flight with precision, a tribute to cinema and aviation. In sports innovation, swimmer Mireia Belmonte trained under a bubble connected to a Hyundai Nexo hydrogen car to demonstrate that clean oxygen can be generated in enclosed spaces, with applications for health and sports. A visual legacy arrived from 1927 with a video of Berlin. Vibrant streets filled with bohemian fashions, trams, and street performers, a gem that portrays city life before World War II. Without going outdoors, bees discover their way using ultraviolet light, solar polarization, and magnetic fields, functioning as a natural GPS even on cloudy days. A navigation model that has inspired modern robotics. In the artistic realm, there are sculptures that seem trapped in motion, freezing the moment with such lifelike precision that they deceive perception between the static and the dynamic. On a cosmic scale, in about 2.4 billion miles of drift per year, our Milky Way will collide with Andromeda in roughly 3.8 billion years to form a new galaxy. An astronomical event so slow and massive that none of us will live through it, but it is written in the cosmos. And in body art, an Israeli artist turns her hand into a three-dimensional canvas using meticulous paint, creating landscapes, animals, and faces with a quality that only remains on social media, ephemeral and surprising. Following the line of survival, a person can remain in a coma or vegetative state for decades. There are known cases of more than 20 years, and even one documented case of a woman who was there for 37 years. Now we are moving from the dark cosmos to living water. Schools of fish swim and sink, guided by peripheral vision, instant reflexes, and chemical signals, an aquatic choreography that inspires robotics and drones. Furthermore, we don't breathe through our nose and mouth at the same time because they share the pharynx. The body prioritizes one of the two accesses to air, just as drinking through two straws at once would cause chaos. Speaking of mass media, BBC One began in 1936 in London as the oldest free-to-air channel, while newer channels like British Screen Classics, Busted, ITV Quiz, and Actualidad 360 emerged in March and June 2025. Moving from television to water, the Amazon River runs about 4,345 miles and is the longest, although the Nile also competes for that honor, while the Roe River is barely 85 feet long, a fascinating river contrast. And from water to the human body, hiccups are caused by contractions of the diaphragm, which close the vocal cords. It is harmless, though disconcerting, and can be relieved with water or by holding your breath. And as we age, we lose height, the spinal discs dehydrate and compress, bones thin, and posture changes. After age 60, it's common to shrink 1 to 2 inches, although exercise mitigates the loss. In terms of birth rate, India leads the way with more than 65,000 births per day, followed by Nigeria and China, compared to microstates like Monaco with only 1 or 2 per day, reflecting enormous demographic differences. The wind doesn't disappear when it stops blowing. The movement of air simply stops when pressures balance. It's always latent, waiting to return with any change in the weather. If you're wondering about human origins, according to the Bible, Adam and Eve date back about 6,000 years, according to calculations like those of James Ussher, while science places them among modern humans 300,000 years ago. And what is a snack? It comes from the ancient Spanish word dentar el pie, a small meal between meals to maintain energy without sitting down. Today we call it a snack, the lifeline of any long day. Although often confused, lazy eye, amblyopia, and color blindness are not the same. One affects visual acuity, treatable if detected early, and the other affects color perception. Systems do exist to make oneself more visible. In modern music, the most streamed song on Spotify is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, with nearly 4.9 billion streams, surpassing hits like Shape of You and Someone You Love. Scientists in the United States have managed to turn spinach leaves into scaffolding for human tissue, using stem cells that organize themselves like skin or blood vessels. This breakthrough promises donor-free organs and points toward much more accessible regenerative medicine. And speaking of natural mimicry, the Arctic hare, not a bunny, changes color with the season, camouflaging itself as a snowball in winter and turning brown or gray in summer, digging tunnels for shelter and feeding on bark and shrubs. And if we come to the world of spiders, the enigmatic silk henge are silk nets that protect eggs, though we don't know exactly which species makes them. These needle-like structures surrounded by an intriguing circle have never even been observed up close. Moving from nature to human ingenuity, the AceBeam W50 flashlight delivers up to 80,000 lumens and is designed for extreme use by rescue and security forces. It's not for everyday use, not even if you see a strange light in the woods, but the future is also coming to the road. The U.S. Department of Energy's Supertruck 2 combines a diesel-electric engine, aerodynamic design, radar, and interior comfort. It's like a movie truck that's already on the road. From technology to romance, the Italian Institute of Technology developed the Iron Cub 3, a 6-foot 3-inch humanoid robot that flies with propulsion and can open doors or rescue people, representing a leap forward in mobile robotics for complex missions. And speaking of smiles, in 2017, an actor dressed as Jack Sparrow visited a children's hospital in Vancouver to bring joy to children with Behçet's disease, a gesture that combines effort, fame, and affection to change lives. While Dubai is building skyscrapers, Oman is betting on sustainability. Low-rise buildings, women leaders, 80% local consumption, and a society designed for pedestrians and cyclists. An alternative development model that invites comparison. From volcanoes and terrestrial fire, the Reykjanes Peninsula in Iceland has grown since 2021 thanks to its intense volcanic activity, creating new soil and reminding us that the Earth remains a canvas in constant transformation. China also stands out. Shenzhen has transformed from a village into a tech hub with giants like Huawei and Tencent, an efficient metro system, and green skyscrapers, an urban example that balances innovation with civic life. We go back to a video game developer's garage. There, Andy Gavin and his team created Crash Bandicoot in the 1990s without experience, from an apartment without air conditioning, a classic born of ingenuity and perseverance. In the world of cars, the BYD Dolphin challenges Tesla by offering a more affordable electric alternative suitable for cities, with advanced technologies, economical maintenance, and reliable range. Did you know that Goku's Kamehameha attack comes from King Kamehameha I, who unified Hawaii in 1810? Akira Toriyama honored that legendary power in his popular animated series inspired by the true story. From extreme risk to the safest, skydiving offers speed, free fall, and adrenaline, with jumps of up to 2 minutes and speeds of 125 miles per hour, always with instructors and a double parachute for safety. There's also sustainable water transportation. Sea Bubbles, a French electric taxi that moves without producing waves or noise. It floats 20 inches above the water and carries 4 people while protecting the environment, ideal for urban walks. And Nature Provides. Compounds from bee venom are being studied to combat aggressive breast cancer cells. Although the results are promising, caution is advised due to possible allergies. Turning to climate, the ultra-white paint created by Shaolin Ruan and his team reflects almost 98% of the sun and cools buildings without electricity. It's so white that cameras can barely capture it. Would your house look better? On the other hand, in South Korea, the KAIST Institute eliminated the PROX1 protein to regenerate the retina in mice, restoring vision without surgery. Already in the early stages for humans, this discovery promises a new future. In Ethiopia, there is the Danakil Depression, where Africa is slowly breaking apart, leaving fissures, acidic lakes, and landscapes that look like something out of another planet. With temperatures of over 122 degrees F, this extreme place inspires research into the origins of the Earth, and even Mars. And if we go to the sea, in Nouadhibou, Mauritania, there is a ship graveyard with more than 300 rusted vessels. The rust and birds create a post-apocalyptic and melancholic scene where each abandoned hull silently tells stories. And after so much altitude, we return to dry land to a tunnel in Ukraine covered by a blanket of green. The Tunnel of Love. Trees form natural passageways worthy of a romantic movie, interspersed with railroad tracks and enamored tourists. From a vegetal romance, we move on to La Gomera, where people speak in whistles. The Gomera whistle transmits complete words 3 miles away from the ravines. It's easy to imagine a song with wind, a language acting as music. Connecting with colors, Yinmen blue was discovered by chance in Oregon. An intense blue that doesn't fade, is non-toxic, and reflects infrared. A watercolor with potential for roofs or cars, and for artists with a critical eye. From the blues, we move on to Iran, where the Ku, a Namak salt mountain, glows in pink and white. With salt caves and underground rivers, this surreal landscape seems like something from outer space, and the air it exhales is said to have therapeutic properties. And speaking of homemade art, salt and sugar can form fascinating crystals when they slowly evaporate. Transparent sculptures emerge from school test tubes, proving that science can become pure geometric poetry. And if we go underground, in Papua, Indonesia, lies the Grasberg mine, one of the largest in the world. From the sky, it looks like a cratered city, but its wealth generates conflicts and environmental impact, a mirage with a real cost. And from mystery to vertigo, in the Shanghai Tower, an elevator rises at 46 miles per hour and travels 121 floors in less than a minute. It's like taking off in an airplane, but without leaving the ground. Would you get in? Speaking of pure air, some Chinese cities sell canned fresh air from the mountains to alleviate pollution. Thousands buy it like gold. Would you pay for a breath? And from air to solar energy, in Nevada, there's the Ivanpah concentrator with 170,000 mirrors that focus light onto giant towers. Its glare confuses satellites, but its thermal effect also damages birds, an unexpected price. From solar towers, we move on to human libraries, where we don't read books but real stories. Refugees, ex-convicts, or people with rare conditions share their lives. A bridge of empathy much more powerful than any page. In Papua New Guinea, the Parotia Karoli bird of paradise performs an exceptional courtship dance. It puffs out its feathers and spins like a contemporary dancer. Experience natural art without a choreographer. Descending into the extreme underground, in Norway, is the 15-mile Lardal Tunnel. To stave off boredom, lights, curves, and rest alternate with blue lighting that simulates sunrise. A journey that blends driving and sensory experience. And on university farms in Wisconsin, some cows have a ruminal cannula, a surgical window in their flank for studying digestion. Painlessly, it facilitates animal health research and reduces antibiotic use in livestock. From Swiss precision, we jump to facial monitoring. In China, facial recognition is used to enter work, buy food, or evaluate employees. The system analyzes faces, eyes, cheekbones, and even movements to generate profiles in seconds. Technology that not only identifies, but also measures trust and tracks behaviors, and that's scary. Saudi Arabia has installed solar-powered laser beacons in the Anafu Desert. These lights guide travelers to water sources and can be seen up to 6 miles away. The initiative, led by explorer Mohammed Fohai al-Sohaiman, promises to install more than 100 aid towers in regions such as Ha'il and Al-Jauf. Creator Susan Stockwell designed a world map using recycled materials from electronic devices. For her work, she used elements such as motherboards, hard drives, and other components from disused computers. This piece combines art, technology, and environmental awareness in a striking visual representation. In the German town of Seelbach, there are unique homes built among the treetops. These elevated structures, located 15 feet above the ground, offer a unique accommodation experience. Each house has 2 bedrooms, a fully equipped kitchen, a private bathroom, and Wi-Fi access. Mohammed Rashid achieved an impressive feat by cracking 315 walnuts in just 60 seconds using only his elbow. This demonstration of strength and coordination made him the holder of a rare record. His ability to execute quick and precise movements distinguishes him for his exceptional dexterity. The pineapple rind has a remarkable tolerance to high temperatures, being able to withstand temperatures up to 1,832 degrees from. Thanks to the structure of its natural fibers, it acts as an excellent thermal insulator. This characteristic makes it a resource with potential for the development of fire-resistant materials. Yao Ming, a prominent basketball player originally from China, is characterized by his imposing height of 7 feet 6.5 inches. During the first decade of the 21st century, he's shown as a key figure in the NBA. His talent and size caught the attention of the Houston Rockets, who selected him with the first pick in the 2002 draft. In the remote Hunza Valley, Pakistan, lies the Husseini Suspension Bridge, feared for its unstable structure. Suspended over the turbulent Unsa River, it is made of separate planks and ropes that creak with every step. The wind constantly buffets it, increasing the difficulty of crossing. Even so, locals cross it daily as part of their routine. The tarsier is a tiny primate notable for its disproportionate eyes, adapted for nocturnal vision. It inhabits the dense forests of Southeast Asia, where it leaps with precision between branches to hunt insects and small animals. Its peculiar appearance and secretive habits have made it an emblem of the region's biological richness. In the province of Tungurahua, Ecuador, lies the imposing waterfall known as Pilón del Diablo. With a drop of nearly 262 feet, its power and beauty captivate visitors. The name comes both from its rocky shape, reminiscent of a boiling cauldron, and from ancient tales about mystical entities that protect the area. Its jungle setting and paths carved into the stone make it an unforgettable experience. At Joyesa Temple in Seoul stands an ancient ginkgo biloba tree nicknamed the Jingo of Life. This tree has withstood the passage of 8 centuries, overcoming wars and natural disasters. Its imposing presence has transformed it into an emblem of strength and permanence. Every fall, its foliage turns a vibrant gold that captivates visitors. A prehistoric killer dolphin? Sort of. Platypterygius was an ichthyosaur, a fish-like marine reptile that lived in the oceans of the Cretaceous. But unlike modern dolphins, this one didn't smile at you. It devoured you in one bite. It had a long snout filled with razor-sharp conical teeth, enormous eyes adapted to sea and dark waters, and a speed that made it the perfect predator. In 2012, a colossal hamburger was cooked in the state of Minnesota, breaking all records. This monstrous creation reached a weight of over 1,984 pounds and was over 10 feet wide. Although it was created for publicity purposes, it wasn't simply a display. The organizers decided to distribute pieces to those in attendance to avoid waste. Giraffes present a curious exception within the animal kingdom. They don't yawn. This behavior, common in many mammals, is absent in them for reasons still debated. It is suspected that their unique physiology, especially their long neck and efficient circulation, reduces the need for extra oxygen to the brain. Therefore, yawning may not be necessary for them. Butterflies require ambient heat to spread their wings. Being cold-blooded creatures, their mobility depends entirely on the ambient temperature. When the temperature drops below a certain threshold, their muscles become inactive and they remain still. Only when they receive sufficient heat can they take flight. In the coastal town of Murudeshwar, India, stands an impressive sculpture dedicated to Lord Shiva, one of the most revered figures in Hinduism. This majestic statue reaches a height of nearly 121 feet and is located right next to the Murudeshwar temple, overlooking the Arabian Sea. Can you imagine a wombat the size of a pickup truck? Well, there was one. The Diprotodon was the largest marsupial that ever existed. It lived in Australia around 40,000 years ago and was basically a cross between a teddy bear and a rhinoceros, but with a sloth face. It measured up to 13 feet long and weighed almost 6,000 pounds. It had giant teeth adapted for chewing tough grass and roots. Native to Australia, the peacock spider is a tiny jumping arachnid known for its vibrant abdomen and sophisticated courtship rituals. To woo a female, the male proudly displays his striking colors while performing a detailed dance, synchronizing precise leg movements. This visual spectacle is key to attracting a mate and is a fascinating display of animal behavior in nature. In Montmartre, Paris, stands a unique work of art dedicated to the celebration of love, the I Love You wall. This wall is adorned with the words I love you in over 250 different languages, symbolizing the diversity and global reach of this sentiment. Conceived by artists Frederic Baron and Claire Quito, this creation has become a special place where couples and visitors from around the world gather to honor love in all its forms. In Jamaica, ackee is an iconic fruit that, when combined with salted fish, forms the island's most representative dish. Prized for its delicate and nutritious flavor, this fruit should only be eaten when ripe, as it contains toxic compounds that can be dangerous when unripe. When ripe, its creamy, smooth texture makes it a staple ingredient in local cuisine. In 2012, Italy achieved a culinary milestone by preparing the largest pizza ever recorded, covering an impressive 13,585 square feet. This culinary masterpiece was named Ottavia, in honor of the Roman empress who symbolized peace and stability in her time. There are beaches where the sand has a pinkish hue, a visually striking phenomenon. This particular color is due to the presence of microscopic marine organisms called foraminifera. When these creatures die, their reddish shells disintegrate and blend with the white sand, creating that pink hue. The result is a unique coastal landscape that combines natural beauty and biological processes. In the city of Copenhagen, Denmark, stands an unconventional power plant known as Copenhill. What makes it truly unique is that a ski slope operates on its roof, accessible year-round. This plant is not nuclear, but a state-of-the-art facility that transforms waste into useful energy for thousands of homes. In the German city of Wuppertal, there is a structure that cannot go unnoticed, the famous Lego Bridge. This striking pedestrian bridge was artistically transformed to appear built with giant Lego blocks, although it is actually made of concrete. Its colorful design transforms ordinary infrastructure into a work of urban art that fascinates locals and tourists alike. In 2021, Aaron James, a 46-year-old man, managed to survive a 700-volt electric shock that caused severe facial injuries. After this traumatic experience, Aaron shared that the medical care he received allowed him to regain his sense of smell and the ability to eat properly. These advances have meant a radical transformation in his daily life and overall well-being. His case is an inspiring example of overcoming obstacles. The prestigious Tibaldi brand created the Fulgor Nocturnus, an extremely valuable fountain pen that is among the most exclusive and expensive worldwide. This writing instrument represents extreme luxury and fine craftsmanship, serving as a status symbol for those who own it. Its high price places it in a privileged position within the elite writing instrument market. In South Korean culture, miyeokguk, a soup made with seaweed, is a traditional staple during birthday celebrations. This custom has its roots in the practice of women consuming this dish after giving birth to recover physically. Thus, eating this soup on birthdays symbolizes a tribute to mothers and the continuity of life. This is the animal that seems to have been designed by a mad mechanic, the helicoprion, a prehistoric shark that lived more than 250 million years ago, famous for having a spiral of teeth like a coiled chainsaw inside its mouth. For decades, scientists didn't know where that serrated spiral went. Was it a fin, a horn, a decorative accessory? Elephants give the impression of walking on tiptoes due to a peculiarity in their anatomy. They don't have heels like other animals. Instead, they stand on the balls of their feet. The tongue's hindquarters are composed primarily of a thick layer of fatty tissue. This structure acts as a kind of cushion that cushions its weight. It's a perfect adaptation for supporting its enormous body silently and stably. Byron Schlenker holds the world record for the largest tongue circumference recorded. His tongue measures a staggering 6.3 inches. With this measure, he surpassed the previous record of 5.8 inches, set by Sasha Feiner. This curious record has attracted attention for its rarity and uniqueness. Although the United States is one of the leading Olympic powers, there are 4 disciplines in which it has yet to win a medal. These sports are handball, badminton, trampoline, and table tennis. Despite its dominance in multiple disciplines, these remain its outstanding challenges. On the outskirts of Copenhagen, Denmark, are the peculiar circular houses of Brøndby, known for their original urban design and focus on community living. These houses are arranged in concentric rings around shared gardens, encouraging neighbor interaction and a collaborative lifestyle. In Japan, there are automatic pizza dispensers capable of preparing and delivering a hot pizza in just 5 minutes. This innovative system offers the product in specially designed packaging, which includes a bag for easy transport. The package also includes a tool for instantly slicing the pizza. Victoria d'Albertville, the French ballerina who conquered Antarctica, went viral when she performed a dance on the bow of a ship, while photographer Matthew Forget captured the moment. Her elegance and skill contrasted perfectly with the icy landscape, creating an image that many believed was the work of artificial intelligence. Didga is no ordinary cat. She jumps on a skateboard, performs tricks like a dog, and even holds Guinness World Records for agility. This Australian feline moves with more style than many humans and has conquered the internet with her talent. A true furry star who performs parkour with feline elegance. Jim Carrey was a leading choice on the list of possible actors to play Jack Sparrow in the famous Pirates of the Caribbean series. However, he had to decline the offer because it coincided with the filming period for the movie The Almighty in 2003. This overlap in timing prevented him from taking part in the role. Thus, the actor was unable to take part in this iconic production. In Japan, they developed bathrooms with completely transparent walls, a concept that at first glance may seem surprising or even strange. The innovation lies in the fact that these toilets allow people to check if they are free before using them, thus making them easier to use. They are made with technologically advanced glass that, when activated, becomes opaque to ensure the privacy of those inside. The drinkable book represents a revolutionary alternative for communities lacking clean, safe water. This unusual book acts as an effective filter, capable of transforming dirty water into drinking water suitable for human consumption. Each of its leaves is impregnated with silver and copper nanoparticles, substances that destroy bacteria and other harmful microorganisms. Shin Rushing is an innovative Japanese artist famous for his moving paper illustrations. Using unique techniques, he transforms 2D images into dynamic creations that appear to have a life of their own. His art is distinguished by incredible precision and creativity, blending technical skill with a striking visual style. During a public talk, Miley Cyrus revealed that she would like to forever erase the existence of Wrecking Ball because she fears people will inevitably associate it with the image of a wrecking ball. The artist confessed that her greatest fear would be having the song played at her funeral, as she feels the music video will become a constant shadow in her life. In 2022, James Hong achieved an unprecedented milestone by becoming the oldest person honored with a star on the famed Hollywood Walk of Fame at 93 years old. Royal Caribbean's Ultimate World Cruise holds the record for the longest ever global ocean-going expedition. This incredible adventure takes place aboard the Serenade of the Seas and spans a total of 274 consecutive nights. During this long voyage, passengers visit more than 150 different locations in 65 nations across the 7 continents. Since 2012, Victor Hugo Peralta and his wife Gabriela Rios have held the Guinness World Record for the married couple with the most body modifications, reaching a total of 77 at the time. Over time, this number has continued to rise, reflecting their commitment to this form of body art. Their modifications include eyeball tattoos, piercings, under-the-skin implants, and a split tongue. In the Bronx, New York, there are steps that gained international fame after appearing in an iconic sequence in the film Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. In this scene, the main character dances down the mountain with a defiant attitude, making the place a landmark for film fans. In 2016, While participating in a demanding ultramarathon across the arid Gobi Desert in Mongolia, athlete Dion Leonard experienced an unexpected moment. A tiny stray dog began running alongside him and faithfully accompanied him for over 100 miles without straying far. This spontaneous bond captured the public's attention and became a heartwarming story. Amano Hashidate, Japan, offers a spectacular coastal landscape with a narrow strip of land covered in pine trees that connects the Sea of Japan with Aso Bay. This curious natural formation, known as the Skywalk, stands out for its unique and serene beauty. It is recognized as one of the 3 most impressive panoramic views in the country. Szilajka Erzsébet, a talented Hungarian artist, creates stunning sculptures using stones. Her ability to combine pebbles of different sizes and colors allows her to create dynamic and vibrant scenes without altering the natural structure of the stones. Through meticulous organization and cleaning of the rocks, Erzsébet creates works of art that respect the natural essence of the materials. The 88 butterfly, native to Central and South America, is notable for the unique 88-shaped patterns on its hindwings. These markings not only give it its name but also serve as effective camouflage. When the butterfly rests on tree trunks or the forest floor, these visual cues help it go unnoticed. Near Falkirk, Scotland, stand the Kelpies, 2 gigantic horsehead sculptures that reach 98 feet in height. These monumental works are based on the Scottish legends of the Kelpies, aquatic creatures capable of transforming into horses. Their imposing size and detailed design make them a stunning visual spectacle. They represent the connection between culture, mythology, and modern engineering. In Goulburn, Australia, stands a massive 49-foot-high statue of a ram known as the Big Merino, although locals call it Rambo. This imposing figure celebrates the importance of the country's wool industry. Visitors can climb to the ram's eye level to enjoy panoramic views of the city. More than just a sculpture, it is a cultural and tourist symbol. In the Indian town of Abaneri lies Chand Baori, an ancient stepwell notable for its depth and age. With approximately 3,500 steps descending 43 feet down to the groundwater, it is one of the most impressive in the world. Built in the 9th century, its main function was to store water in the hot, dry climate. The harpy eagle, one of the most impressive birds of prey, inhabits the dense jungles of Central and South America. Its talons, even larger than those of a grizzly bear, allow it to capture prey such as monkeys and sloths with great dexterity. Despite its large size, it moves with surprising agility among the trees. Kabosu, an adorable Shiba Inu native to Japan, achieved worldwide fame as the image behind the popular Doge meme and the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. In 2008, Atsuko Sato adopted her after rescuing her from a shelter. A photograph of Kabosu with a unique expression posted in 2010 went viral and became an internet icon. Sadly, Kabosu passed away on May 24, 2024, at the age of 18, after battling leukemia and liver problems. In Malaysia, the Langkawi Sky Bridge is a curved pedestrian bridge that spans 410 feet over an abyss, hanging 2,300 feet above sea level on Mount Machinchang. From this walkway, visitors can admire breathtaking panoramas of the Langkawi Islands and the lush rainforest surrounding them. To get there, a cable car ascends the mountain, adding to the excitement. Shigeru Miyamoto, the designer behind The Legend of Zelda, chose the name Zelda for the game's princess as a tribute to American writer Zelda Fitzgerald. This choice reflected his admiration for the iconic literary figure and her cultural influence. Thus, the character took on a name steeped in history and meaning outside the world of video games. The world's longest foosball table measures 498 feet. This incredible record was achieved by Der Bremer and KP Agency, both from Turkey, in Istanbul on September 23, 2023. The monumental table broke the previous record and became a true milestone in the world of table sports. Evergreen Marine Corporation, established in 1968 in Taiwan, has established itself as one of the largest shipping companies globally. Its iconic green vessels, giant container ships, are easily recognizable on the oceans. The company innovated by implementing direct routes between East Asia and America, significantly shortening shipping times. George, an exceptionally large Great Dane, was recognized as the tallest dog ever recorded. He reached almost 6.5 feet in height and weighed over 245 pounds. Despite his gigantic size, he had a sweet and affectionate temperament. His height allowed him to reach places other dogs could never. In Sochi, Russia, is the Sky Bridge, one of the longest pedestrian suspension bridges in the world, 1,440 feet long over the Krasnaya Polyana Valley. This place not only allows walking, but also offers the adrenaline rush of bungee jumping from platforms located 680 feet high. Thumbelina, originally from Missouri, United States, is recognized as the tiniest horse on the planet. Born in 2001 on a farm specializing in miniature horses, she measures just 17 inches and weighs about 57 pounds. Unlike her peers, she suffers from dwarfism, which makes her exceptionally small. Despite her small size, she enjoys perfect health and vitality. Her uniqueness earned her a place in the Guinness Book of World Records and worldwide fame. On the Greek island of Mykonos, you'll find Panagia Paraportiani, a church famous for its unique and photogenic design. Built between the 15th and 16th centuries, this building is actually the fusion of 5 small chapels into a single structure. Its white walls and irregular shapes give it a unique charm that attracts numerous visitors. The architectural combination reflects centuries of local history and tradition. An innovative bag specially designed for water purification is capable of removing up to 99.99% of contaminants present in the liquid thanks to a highly effective, fast-acting chemical powder. This device is ideal for emergency situations, natural disasters, or areas where access to clean water is limited. Power Taekwondo is a spectacular form of Taekwondo that combines the precision and discipline of this traditional martial art with explosive movements, impressive acrobatics, and displays of strength. In this more extreme and visually stunning version, practitioners perform techniques that break boards, concrete blocks, and other resistant materials using flying kicks, mid-air spins, and power-packed punches. Imagine a Tesla with giant wheels over 10 feet tall. This extreme experiment demonstrates how such a radical design can completely alter a vehicle's stability and handling. Mounted on colossal tires, the electric sedan defies curves and potholes with unique and unexpected style. Civita di Bagnoregio in Italy is an ancient medieval town nicknamed the Dying City due to the constant erosion of the tufa cliffs where it is located. Founded in the 12th century BC, this charming place can only be visited by crossing a narrow pedestrian bridge. From there, you can enjoy stunning panoramic views of the surrounding countryside. In San Sebastian, Spain, the wind comb is a steel sculpture embedded in the coastal rocks, the work of artist Eduardo Chillida. These pieces seem to capture and comb the sea breeze that envelops them. The holes in the stone allow air and waves to filter through, creating a natural concert of sounds. In the English town of Knaresborough, a unique competition known as the Bed Race is held annually. Participants must push ornate beds along a 1.86-mile course, facing all kinds of obstacles, including a river crossing. The unique feature of the event is that wheels are prohibited. The structures must be carried or pulled exclusively by the runners. The $2 bill is a rare coin and is shrouded in various popular beliefs. Its scarcity leads many to keep it as a talisman to attract good fortune. In some places, giving this bill is seen as a gesture of luck. Despite being legal, it is not common to find it in everyday life, which can be surprising to those who receive it. Acai is a tiny, dark-colored berry that grows on the tall palm trees of the Amazon rainforest. Internationally recognized, this fruit is known for its high content of natural antioxidants. It is also valued for its ability to provide a remarkable energy boost. Its popularity has grown worldwide thanks to its health benefits. The Peel 50, although not new to the market, remains the smallest vehicle ever built. It was manufactured by the British company Peel Engineering Company between 1962 and 1965. This tiny car stands out for its reduced and simple style, equipped with only 3 wheels, a side entrance, a single headlight, and a windshield wiper. In the far north of Canada, within the Yukon Territory, lies the Carcross Desert, recognized as the smallest desert in the world. This curious expanse of sand covers only about 1 square mile, making it a geographical oddity. Despite its name, it's not a typical desert, but a dune field formed by sediment deposits left by an extinct glacier. Capsule hotels in Japan are an ingenious solution to the country's lack of space and high accommodation prices. For just $35, you can spend the night in a compact capsule with air conditioning, adjustable lighting, and even a USB charger. However, everyone can hear what you do, so silence is essential to avoid disturbing other guests. Kinball is a sport as unusual as it is fun, where 3 teams compete simultaneously using a huge ball over 3.3 feet in diameter. Before throwing the ball, players must shout out the name of the team they are aiming for, and that group must catch it before it hits the ground. The key is cooperation, agility, and strategy to keep the ball in play. Asha Mandela carries a story in her head that stretches over 62 feet of dreadlocks. For more than 20 years, she has woven patience, identity, and pride into each strand. Her hair is not only the longest in the world, it's a living link to her African roots. Every twist and knot tells a story of strength and culture. The Selkirk Rex looks like a cat that dressed up as a sheep and stayed that way forever. Its curly, soft, and fluffy fur isn't the work of a groomer, but rather a curious genetic mutation. It's so adorable that you just want to hug it without asking. A ball of feline curls that wins hearts. The record for the largest strawberry to date belongs to farmer Chahi Ariel, who managed to grow a fruit weighing an astonishing 10.2 ounces. This enormous berry far exceeded common sizes, standing out for its exceptional size. Thanks to his dedication and cultivation techniques, Ariel obtained this one-of-a-kind specimen. In Japan, beer breweries have adopted the practice of including Braille text on their packaging, making it easier for those with visual impairments to recognize that the product contains alcohol. This innovation aims to prevent errors and ensure a safe and accessible drinking experience for all. The Wept Sonic Expander is an electric motorcycle designed to offer outstanding performance, reaching speeds of up to 87 miles per hour. This vehicle combines advanced technology and power, positioning itself as a fast and efficient alternative for those seeking electric mobility without sacrificing speed. Bill Gates owns the most expensive handwritten text on the planet, the Codex Leicester, created by the Renaissance genius Leonardo da Vinci. This piece, also known as the Codex Hammer, was acquired on November 11, 1994, at an auction organized by Christie's in New York City. Gates paid an astonishing $30.8 million, setting an all-time record for the price paid for a historical text. Will Wright, the creator of The Sims, conceived the idea for the video game after a fire destroyed his home. This experience prompted him to research and understand the processes of home design and construction from the ground up. The need to rebuild his life became the conceptual basis for the game. Although New York City's alleys frequently appear in movies, the city actually has only 5 genuine alleys. Of that small group, only Cortlandt Alley, located in the Tribeca neighborhood, has official filming permits. Because of this location has become a favorite spot for filming scenes in movies and TV series. Its authenticity and regulated access make it a unique location for the audiovisual industry. Genghis Khan, the legendary leader of the Mongol Empire, is responsible for the deaths of nearly 15% of the world's population during his military campaigns. Before his death, he issued a strict order that no one would know the location of his tomb. This secret has remained a mystery for centuries. In front of the iconic Wall Street Bull is the sculpture of the Bold Girl, a work by Kristen Visbal representing strength and gender equality. Installed in 2017, The figure depicts a defiant girl standing firm with hands on her hips, facing the powerful bull. Although intended as a temporary installation, the impact it made turned it into a permanent symbol. Hallstatt, Austria, is a charming village that captivates with its lake views and ancient waterfront buildings. With a history dating back more than 7,000 years, it is one of the oldest known human settlements. Its fame also stems from the traditional salt mining activity that shaped its development. The beauty of the site has inspired numerous artistic works over time. Cliff Young, a 61-year-old Australian farmer, stunned the world in 1983 by winning the 7-day Sydney-Melbourne Ultramarathon. With no racing experience and starting last, he crossed the finish line in just 5 days, beating professional runners. It turned out his endurance stemmed from years of herding sheep, running for days without rest, a skill that made him unbeatable on the track. The pangolin, covered in tough scales, is one of the most illegally hunted mammals globally. Native to regions of Asia and Africa, its meat and scales are highly valued, especially in traditional medicine. Its diet is based almost exclusively on ants and termites, which it captures thanks to its exceptionally long and sticky tongue. This species faces serious threats from trafficking and poaching. The Pont des Arts in Paris achieved international fame thanks to a unique custom. Couples from different countries would hang padlocks bearing their initials on its railings. They would then throw the key into the Seine River, symbolizing eternal love. However, in 2015, authorities removed these padlocks due to the excessive weight that threatened the bridge's integrity. In Copenhagen, Denmark, stands the Cirkelbrun, a suspension bridge that defies traditional forms. Designed by artist Olafur Eliasson and opened in 2015, it is made up of a series of round platforms of varying sizes, rather than a straight line. Its design is inspired by the sails and masts of ships, reflecting the city's rich maritime heritage. Upon closer examination of the area around an owl's ear, it is possible to make out a fragment of its eye. This peculiar feature arises due to the special conformation of its skull, which allows its oversized eyes to fill a significant portion of its head. This anatomical adaptation contributes to its acute night vision and its ability to detect prey in the dark. Shreya Siddhanagowder is a woman who has astonished the world after receiving an arm transplant from a man. In 2016, she lost both arms in an accident and, in a risky decision, opted for a transplant with a male donor with large arms and a dark complexion. The impressive thing is that, over time, her arms adapted perfectly to her body, changing size and color. After years of rehabilitation, Shreya has managed to regain skills such as painting and playing the piano, surprising everyone with her resilience. Mike Tyson admitted that the pigeon was the first creature he felt true love for, emphasizing that these animals have a surprising connection with people. Throughout his life, he has kept this passion alive, dedicating himself to pigeon competitions and expressing in various interviews that caring for these birds brings him a deep sense of calm and harmony. In 1960, two brothers named Tommy and James Monahan started a pizza business in Michigan under the name Dominic's. Over time, Tommy acquired full control of the establishment and decided to rename it Domino's Pizza. Thus began the transformation of a small local pizzeria into a globally recognized chain. It's surprising that, despite the Jack Daniel's distillery being located in Moore County, Tennessee, the sale of its renowned whiskey is prohibited in that same area due to local prohibition laws that are still in effect. To purchase a bottle, those interested must travel several miles outside the county, creating a paradox between historical tradition and current regulations. Kim Goodman, a native of the United States, is world-renowned for her rare physical ability. She can project her eyes 0.47 inches out of their sockets. This extreme ability, known as exophthalmia, has earned her a place in the Guinness World Records. Her talent, although unusual, has captured the attention of the public worldwide. Can you imagine avoiding Manhattan traffic and flying directly to John F. Kennedy International Airport by helicopter? Uber Helicopter offers an exclusive service to make it a reality, allowing users to enjoy breathtaking aerial views while arriving at their destination quickly and elegantly. Although this service is only available on special dates, Ferrari is synonymous with luxury and distinction, not only for producing cars in limited quantities, but also for carefully selecting its buyers. Demand is so high that some must wait up to 2 years to receive their vehicle. The brand rigorously guards its image, and in 2017 banned a client from future models after reselling a 458 Spider at auction for over $700,000. In Polignano a Mare, Italy, lies Grotta Palazzese, a unique restaurant located within a natural cave overlooking the Adriatic Sea. Since the 17th century, this space has been the setting for feasts and special celebrations. Its charm lies in the perfect blend of history and natural surroundings. Visitors can enjoy exquisite meals accompanied by the soothing lapping of the waves. The bald eagle, the national emblem of the United States, has extraordinarily sharp eyesight, up to 8 times sharper than that of humans. Its visual acuity allows it to detect prey from distances of up to 1.9 miles as it soars through the skies. These majestic birds can soar above 9,840 feet to explore large areas in search of food. Inside the Dubai Mall is the Dubai Aquarium, one of the largest aquariums on the planet, with a tank that holds 2.64 million gallons of water. Its depths are home to more than 33,000 marine species, from sharks to elegant rays. Its main attraction is a 157-foot underwater tunnel, which allows visitors to stroll while surrounded by the marine ecosystem. In Qatar, the price of fuel is around $240 per gallon, although its excellent quality is due to heavy government subsidies that keep it affordable. This strategy has driven massive consumption, with figures approaching 3.17 million gallons per day. However, this energy abundance has come at a significant environmental cost. Etha, located in the crystal-clear waters of the Maldives, offers a unique underwater dining experience. This restaurant is located 16.4 feet deep in the Indian Ocean. With a completely transparent roof and walls, it allows visitors to dine while observing fish, sharks, and coral reefs. The marine environment becomes part of the spectacle. In 2002, Brittany Gallivan broke the record for folding paper 12 times, something many believed physically impossible. She used a very long roll of paper and applied mathematical formulas she developed to achieve it. Raindrop cake is a Japanese dessert that looks more like a work of art than something to eat. Made from water and agar, a natural gelatin, this cake has such a crystalline and delicate appearance that it resembles a raindrop about to fall. Despite its simplicity, its light and fresh flavor makes it irresistible. Sue Austin turned her wheelchair into an underwater craft, pushing the limits of diving. With propulsors and stabilizers, she glides through the ocean as if flying underwater. Her invention not only gave her freedom, but also changed the way we think about mobility. Her story is a reminder that creativity can break through any barrier. Noseed is a revolutionary app that uses a dog's nose as its fingerprint. Each dog has a unique marking on its snout, which becomes its nasal identity. With this technology, lost dogs can be accurately tracked. Simply scan their nose and compare it to the database to find them. This innovation has changed the way we reunite dogs with their owners, making the process much more effective. Tired of being mosquitoes' dinner? Well, in Kenya, they have a rather original solution. Instead of running away from them, they turn them into food. They trap mosquitoes, dry them, and turn them into burgers, yes, just like ground meat. Although it doesn't look the most appetizing, it's an incredible source of protein. Would you dare try a mosquito burger? The Shih Tzu, nicknamed the lion dog, has deep roots in Chinese imperial history. Although small in size, it was bred to guard the palaces and alert the nobility to strange presences. This canine was considered a royal treasure, reserved exclusively for the empire's elite. For centuries, its departure from China was strictly prohibited. Chuk, An 11-year-old elephant in Cambodia walks freely thanks to an innovative prosthesis made from recycled tires. This prosthesis was fitted after he lost a leg due to a trap set by poachers. With this device, Chok has regained much of his mobility, allowing him to continue leading a relatively normal life. In Belgium, there is a peculiarly designed hotel shaped like a colon called Cassanis. This unique accommodation has become a striking tourist attraction, standing out among traditional options due to its unusual structure. Guests can spend the night inside this curious building that simulates a human organ, creating a surreal experience. Marumi is a robot with a furry design that attaches itself to its owner's arm and turns its head toward whatever captures its interest. Its behavior simulates the typical curiosity of children, allowing it to establish a genuine emotional connection with people. This unique characteristic makes it an interactive companion that naturally reflects attentiveness and wonder. Vierjappen is a typical Dutch discipline in which participants cross canals using a long pole. The athlete runs, jumps onto the pole, and climbs as it tilts to the opposite side of the water. The goal is to travel the greatest distance possible upon landing on solid ground. This rural sport is very popular in the north of the country. There are even official tournaments celebrating this unique tradition. Although the heart is often thought to be the strongest muscle, the jaw actually takes that title. The masseter muscle, responsible for moving the jaw for chewing, possesses impressive strength. This muscle can generate pressure reaching 200 pounds. Innovative devices such as the BedJet, a personal air conditioner for your bed, allow you to instantly cool your mattress so you can sleep without overheating. This advanced technology not only regulates the temperature in the summer, but also provides heating in the winter, creating the perfect environment for rest in any season. Every year in Italy, a cardboard boat race is held, where teams must build their boats before competing. The goal is to travel the greatest distance possible without sinking. In addition to competition performance, prizes are awarded for the most original design. The race has grown in popularity and attracts participants from all over the world. Native to Australia, the finger lime is a unique fruit nicknamed citrus caviar. Its interior is filled with tiny, juicy spheres resembling fish roe. When you bite into these tiny pearls, they explode, releasing a burst of tangy, refreshing flavor. This unique fruit brings an exotic and vibrant touch to cuisine. The snowy owl, with its characteristic snowy white plumage, lives in the frigid Arctic regions. Unlike most of its nocturnal relatives, this owl hunts during the day, taking advantage of the endless hours of daylight in summer. Its body is covered in thick plumage, which, along with its feathered feet, provides effective protection against the intense cold. This bird is a remarkable example of adaptation to the polar environment. In Austria, above the Dachstein Glacier, there is a suspension bridge that challenges the brave with its dizzying views at 1,312 feet high. At the end of the route, a glass platform known as the Stairway to the Void offers a unique experience, looking directly into the abyss below your feet. This structure combines adrenaline and natural beauty in a stunning alpine setting. Big Bo Brown is a content creator who is around 7 feet tall and dedicated to sharing his experience as a tall person. In his videos, he humorously and realistically depicts the daily challenges he faces due to his height, such as touching the ceiling when entering a room, bending down to go through doors, or even the complications of shopping for clothes or using the shower. Prestolen, known as the Pulpit Rock, is an imposing natural formation in Norway that rises 1,982 feet above the Lissafjord. This completely exposed stone platform, without railings, offers breathtaking views of the Scandinavian landscape. Located in the Rogaland region, it is one of the country's most famous hiking destinations. The Devil's Pool is a natural pool located at the very edge of the majestic Victoria Falls, between Zambia and Zimbabwe. During the dry season, when the river's flow recedes, a backwater forms, allowing the bravest to swim at the edge of a 354-foot-high abyss. There are no railings or safety structures, just a rock wall that stops the current. Although many associate it with nuts, Peanuts actually belong to the legume family, like lentils and chickpeas. They grow underground, inside a pod, which differentiates them from nuts like almonds or hazelnuts. Originally from South America, they have conquered tables all over the world. Gary Turner, renowned in the United Kingdom for having extraordinarily elastic skin, holds the Guinness World Record for this unique trait. His medical condition, called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, impacts his body's connective tissue, giving him unusual skin flexibility. For example, the skin on his abdomen can stretch up to 6 inches with just 0.3 inches of tension. Tommy Hilfiger began his career in the fashion world during the 1980s, selling jeans and used clothing in New York. In 1985, he launched his own collection, characterized by a classic, very American feel that quickly captured the public's attention. Samson, an imposing Shire breed horse, holds the record for the tallest horse in history, reaching 6 feet 7 inches. His enormous stature was accompanied by tremendous strength, as these horses were bred for heavy labor. They were essential in agriculture and transporting loads before the industrial age. Rani, a small cow native to the state of Bangladesh, is recognized as the shortest in the world at just 2 feet tall. Her diminutive size has surprised experts and made her a symbol of pride for her community. Although unusually small for her species, Rani is completely healthy and leads a peaceful life. Her case has attracted the attention of curious onlookers and international media. On the island of Rügen, Germany, stands the Colossus of Prora, an immense structure built by the Nazi regime between 1936 and 1939. Conceived as a tourist complex for 20,000 people, its structure stretches for almost 3.1 miles. However, it was never used for vacation purposes due to the outbreak of World War II. The project remained unfinished and over time acquired historical value. Pietra Pertosa, nestled in the mountains of Basilicata, Italy, is a picturesque village nicknamed the Eagle's Nest for its altitude of 3,543 feet. Its stone houses seem to sprout from the rocks themselves, merging with the rugged natural surroundings. This place offers a medieval postcard suspended between the sky and the peaks. Casa Batlló, located in Barcelona, is an architectural gem created by the Catalan genius Antoni Gaudí. Completed in 1906, it stands out for its undulating aesthetic and vibrant facade covered in shimmering mosaics. Its curved lines and details evoke marine elements and natural forms. The elephant shrew is a curious African creature that, despite its name, is not closely related to either elephants or rodents. Its most distinctive feature is its elongated, mobile snout reminiscent of a tiny trunk. This small mammal feeds on insects and earthworms, acting as an agile hunter among leaf litter. It inhabits jungles and forested areas of the African continent. The fennec fox, a resident of the Sahara and other arid areas of North Africa, is a tiny species adapted to the desert. Its enormous ears not only amplify its sense of hearing, but also function as an efficient system for dissipating body heat. This characteristic allows it to survive in extreme, hot climatic conditions. In Prague, Czech Republic, stands a 36-foot kinetic sculpture that pays tribute to Franz Kafka. Created by artist David Chernay, this work is made up of 42 moving metal plates that rotate and shift to reveal and disfigure the famous writer's face. The piece combines technology and art to capture Kafka's haunting essence. In Mumbai, India, stands the Antilia Tower, a luxurious private residence owned by billionaire Mukesh Ambani. Although it has 27 floors, its double-height ceilings make it comparable to a 60-story skyscraper. This construction stands out not only for its extravagance, but also for its seismic resistance, designed to withstand earthquakes of up to 8 on the Richter scale. The European Central Bank stopped issuing the €500 banknote in 2019 due to its association with illegal activities. Due to its high value and ease of transporting large amounts of money, It was nicknamed Bin Laden for its use in organized crime. Its compact size made it ideal for smuggling and tax evasion. The Ashima Ohashi Bridge, which connects the towns of Matsue and Sakai Minato in Japan, has gained fame under the nickname roller coaster on water due to its steep incline. From specific perspectives, its gradient gives the impression of defying gravity, creating a striking visual effect. However, although it appears extremely steep in photographs, in practice, the incline is gentle enough for vehicles to navigate without difficulty. The Kakslautinen Arctic Resort, located in Lapland, Finland, is world-renowned for its innovative glass igloos. These structures allow visitors to contemplate the spectacular northern lights without leaving the warmth of their accommodations. Thanks to specially designed glass with thermal properties, the interior remains comfortable even when outside temperatures are extremely low. The Flatiron Building, opened in 1902, marked a milestone in the history of New York City architecture as one of its first skyscrapers. Its distinctive wedge shape is due to the peculiar intersection of Broadway and Fifth Avenue, creating a triangular silhouette that makes it unmistakable. This characteristic quickly made it a visual symbol of the city, attracting photographers, filmmakers, and tourists alike. Ice is now also grilled in China. Yes, you read that right. On the streets of Nanchang, a culinary creative decided to throw ice cubes onto charcoal, season them with spices, and offer them as a gourmet delicacy. The best part? It's free! While it's not guaranteed to fill your stomach, it certainly fills anyone who tries it with curiosity. Cricket is the second most popular sport globally. Although it remains largely unheralded in many regions, it generates massive enthusiasm in countries like India, Pakistan, Australia, and England. It's estimated that more than 2.5 billion people follow this sport, which combines strategy, endurance, and technique. Lucy the Elephant is a huge sculpture built in 1881 on the New Jersey shore, made of wood and covered with sheet metal. This unusual structure, shaped like a giant elephant, was originally used as a hotel, a real estate office, and even a speakeasy. Over time, Lucy has transformed into a cultural icon and historical attraction, with over a century of stories behind it. In several Belgian cities, such as Ath and Dendermonde, locals parade giant puppets up to 32.8 feet tall, made of wood, paper, and fabric. These figures represent heroes, saints, or mythical figures and are carried through the streets as if they were living beings. It's like a parade of colossal puppets, straight out of a medieval tale. In Aomori, about 26 feet of snowfall each year. Yes, you heard right, 8 meters. Houses are designed with extremely steep roofs, people use electric shovels, and cars have special engines to withstand the weight of the snow. Here, it's not cleaning the sidewalk, it's fighting against white mountains every day. Before it was demolished in the 1990s, Kowloon was the most densely populated place on the planet. More than 30,000 people lived crammed into a labyrinth of dark hallways, makeshift buildings, a complete lack of planning, and almost no authority presence. There was no adequate sanitation system, the buildings were unstable, and sunlight barely penetrated many areas. At the University of Oklahoma, scientists injected the elephant Tusco with a dose of LSD 3,000 times greater than what a human would use. Within minutes, the elephant collapsed, went into convulsions, and died. The researchers wanted to observe the animal's psychedelic behavior, but all they managed was to kill it by overdose. Today, this case is one of the ultimate examples of senseless scientific cruelty. The Soviet Union created the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful nuclear bomb ever detonated, 50 megatons, equivalent to 3,800 times the size of Hiroshima. The explosion was so brutal that it shattered windows 559 miles away and created a mushroom cloud 40 miles high. Even the scientists who designed it later said, "This was unnecessary madness." And that's all. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more information about Zarpado.